What's up, legends? It's your girl Lynn here with some very exciting news to share with you all. I've literally shared this news everywhere on social media except for YouTube, so I apologize, but I am happy, grateful, thankful, blessed to announce that I am a digital media intern with the Washington Wizards. I've always been a Wizards fan for as long as I can remember, so being a part of this organization, even just interning, has been a dream come true. It's been an amazing experience so far. I actually started working back in November of 2021, so I've learned so much already, and I'm excited for everything else the season has to offer. But that's not what I came here to talk about today. Today, I am going to talk about some of my experiences and what I think has helped me get to where I am today. So let me just preface this video by saying, by no means am I an expert in the sports industry, or do I claim to be. I just think by sharing my experiences, it'll help other people who may be interested in pursuing a career in sports. So let's get into it. But first, let me actually change into something that reflects where I've worked, at least not yet. BRB. Okay, so it all started at this place. Well, it actually started a little bit before then when I used to play basketball, but we're not gonna talk about that. Anyway, so I officially started getting into sports videography and just sports broadcasting back when I attended Eleanor Roosevelt High School. I was in the science and technology program there, and I took a television production course my junior and senior year while I was there. And I overheard my teacher, I was about to say professor, I overheard my teacher at the time just mention how she wanted to do something about sports broadcasting and how she wanted someone to be a reporter and like the face of sports broadcasting there. And I was already interested in sports and I wanted to do something media related with sports. So when I overheard that conversation, I immediately volunteered. And after that, I started going to the football and basketball games and just shooting the games, and then conducting post-game interviews with players and coaches. And based on doing work with that, I was able to not only make videos voluntarily, but also meet with coaches and players to do videos for them as well. And I was able to document some amazing moments from just winning games, but also when our basketball team won and became state champions. That's one of my most favorite and probably most memorable moments that I've had in terms of the sports world. I was also doing color commentary and just live streaming the games through the National Federation of High School Sports. So I was able to get experience talking about sports, commenting on a game, also just streaming. So just based on my experiences in high school, I knew that covering sports or doing sports videography and broadcasting would be something that I would like to pursue in college. So that was a big factor in choosing where I wanted to go to school. Georgetown was always my dream school, and they already had a very notable reputation in the athletics department here. So as soon as I got here, I knew I wanted to hit the ground running and get involved as soon as I can. This is where my Georgetown experience comes in. So let me change right quick. Okay, so now that we're at Georgetown, I saw that one of the university publications, the Georgetown Voice, did a season preview article. No, they did a whole publication. Well, anyway, they did a season preview for the men's and women's basketball teams, and I reached out to one of the sports editors with The Voice and just expressed interest and talked a little bit about my background in high school, and they got me a credential to the men's basketball season opener game, and from there, I became a sports writer, videographer with the Georgetown Voice, attending all the games, covering the games, shooting, making reels after, and I was doing media for other sections of The Voice, so I eventually became the multimedia executive. And shortly after that, I applied for an internship with the athletic department. It was a video-focused, video content intern position. I believe that was the title. And I was fortunate enough to get that internship, but sadly I had to leave The Voice because I could not work with competing publications, at least both involved in sports. So I chose to do the internship with the athletics department. I got so much experience there, even though I started in the midst of the pandemic when it first hit our world, to say the least. But I was doing so much editing then because there was an increased demand for videos since there were no sports and teams still needed to have a social media presence. So the demand for content was higher than ever, which helped me in terms of getting experience. Learned a lot just in terms of editing and demand for projects and things like that. Then once sports started back up again, I was able to come on campus and shoot games. Now that we're back in person, I'm still able to do that. Not only just shooting games, but working on a variety of projects that have been very memorable for me. One of them is working with the Black Student Athlete Coalition that was formed when the pandemic first started. And there was a lot of instances of police brutality against Black people, and they wanted to make a video to showcase their experiences as Black student athletes at a PWI. So I was able to produce a video for them called I Can't Breathe, and that's been one of my most memorable projects so far that I've worked on. So I truly enjoyed doing that, and that was all while we were at home, and being able to have that experience just showed me that creative minds can still make things in the midst of obstacles. So yeah, while I was a video content intern with Georgetown Athletics, we would also have weekly meetings that were organized by the creative content manager. I believe that was his official title. Don't quote me on that. But Kynan Marlin, shout out to Kai, where he would invite guest speakers to speak with us about their experiences in the industry. And these were also creatives that worked in sports. And one of those guest speakers was Tony Price, who at the time was working as the assistant director of video production with the University of Maryland. And shortly after I met him, became the director of video with the Baltimore Orioles. So now is when we get into the amazing opportunity I had with the Orioles this past summer. Quick change. Alright, so I reached out to Tony after we had our initial creatives meeting and just had a conversation with him one-on-one, which is something I highly suggest you do if you are interested in pursuing a career in sports. Networking is such a key thing that I've learned throughout my time, and you never know how just talking to someone you admire or talking to someone who's already working in the field can help you. It doesn't hurt to just hear their experiences, learn more about what they're doing, and you're already establishing a connection and a friendship right there. So you never know what kind of opportunities you can get from that. But fast forward to summer 2021, I was looking for internships to fulfill my music major, and I wasn't too successful. There were so many things that fell through and that happened within that short amount of time. But Tony sent me a link to an internship opening they had for the summer. I immediately applied and had the interview and was fortunate enough to get the internship, where I was able to learn directly under Tony's instruction, as well as Johnny Douglas, shout out to Johnny, and learned so much. Because I was vaccinated in the area, I was able to go into Camden Yards and shoot games, edit, make things that they showcased on the video board during games. I was just able to gain so much experience through that short internship. So I'm so grateful for my time there. And now we're back on campus, looking for other internships to fulfill my music major requirement. Had an internship with the Kennedy Center, but the supervisors there were not very mindful of my time, did not take into consideration that I was a student where school came first, and it was just very stressful and overwhelming for me at the time. So I unfortunately had to let that internship go. But hindsight, I could see God was working and he had something greater in store for me. And this is where we get into where I am today. BRB. Okay, so Kennedy Center internship does not work out. I was not looking for another internship at the time because I just come from a very demanding and stressful and frankly terrible internship experience. However, Kai sent a link to an internship with the Washington Wizards, and I honestly couldn't not apply. So I ended up applying. I had interviews with a lot of people, so I was very nervous and did not think I was going to get the internship. I knew they had a lot of candidates, and I wasn't quite sure that I could handle another internship at the time, so there was just a lot going on. And I got a call from my supervisor now, who was the first person I interviewed with. I was very nervous because I hadn't heard back from them. I had to reach out to hear back from them again about an update on the internship status, which is a testament. If you don't hear back from an application or a supervisor, don't feel bad if you have to reach out again. Not saying you harass them or hound them with a whole bunch of emails, but don't be afraid to send something as a follow-up, because I did have to do that to get my status update for my internship application, and it did end up working out for me, and it was just such an emotional, happy time for me. And I'm here doing what I enjoy doing as an intern. It's a paid internship, by the way, but these were things that I used to do back in high school for free. So it's just amazing to see how all of my experience has led up to now. And I think that God has a lot more in store for me. I don't know what it is yet, but I don't think I'm done here. But I just wanted to come on here and share what I think has gotten me to where I am today and all of my experiences, in hopes that it can help other people who are interested in pursuing a similar career path, or just help them see if this is something they want to do long term. So I really hope that this video helps. This is my first time actually sharing everything that I've done sports-wise up to here, so this was just a lot, reflecting back on where I started and where I am now. And frankly, this is kind of overwhelming, but a happy overwhelming. So let me get off here before I get emotional. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.